Things are acting up a little bit. There we are. Okay. I don't know what was going on with my everything. I noticed I have a deer in the headlights look every time this camera comes on. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me. Give everybody just a couple minutes to get their coffee, get settled. Don't get settled, do your housework, read a book, do you? Deborah, good to see you this morning, and my bot is working. Yay for that. It's going to be a long morning. I can tell already. Sherlock Sows, Lori. Good morning. Have coffee? Do you have the giant coffee? It's early. But it's a little bit later than I usually go on. I thought I would start trying 6:30. Gives me a couple more minutes to tweak things, like in my bot and stuff, like this morning. Question. Are you guys seeing that line that's coming up every now and then? Just flickering across the screen? Waiting on coffee. Deborah's waiting on coffee. I've got my coffee. I've had it for a while. I'd say it's kicked in because my mouth is fixing to go 90 to nothing. Yes. I may need a new camera. I don't know if it's the camera or my graphics card. I'm having trouble with the graphics card. So I'm going to apologize for that line that keeps popping up, and I'm going to talk to my husband and college kid about what's causing that. They're both, their minds go to tech easier than mine lately. I know this computer is not going to last long. It's almost as old as the one that just blew up on me. I do have everything backed up, so sorry about that line. I'm hoping my computer handles it. It doesn't bother me. Thank you. I noticed it. I was watching the replay of me and stuff because I missed everything in the comments. I was trying so hard to be cool. No, I'm playing. I was just trying to sew. So I rewatched so I could see the comments with super stuff over at Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. Good morning, Patty. Yes, you got me live. Yay. I'm like a unicorn. Hard to catch. But I did notice the lines over there, and I thought, oh, I've dropped this camera, knocked it off one too many times. But it could easily be my graphics. No, graphics card's new, so it's probably the motherboard or computer stuff. Let's move on. And for all of you who have joined me from over at Stephanie's, thank you very much for all the subscription love. I appreciate that. That was, I had a blast Saturday with Stephanie. When you go on a live with somebody and you feel like you're just chilling and chatting with friends, it's a good thing. Patty C., you're in Arkansas, right? So you're my neighbor. Well, assuming all of my tech holds out, and why would it? I mean, I'm going to quilt a little bit on this. Lori says, it was fun watching you both on Stephanie's Stitches. Thank you. Yep, just around the corner, Patty says. There's Henrietta in the Ozarks. But, what was I about to say? Oh, Deborah's in Illinois. You're not that far either. I suddenly, since I'm on YouTube now, talking to people from other states, everybody feels closer. This camera's going to drive me nuts. Yes, birthday twins. Patty C and I. Same birthday. And I started a sentence a second ago, and it just went whoop, out the window. Well, it must not have been important. But hello, everyone. I guess I should introduce myself now. Hi, I'm Coleen Sews and Chats, and I do some piecing. I'm going to attempt to do some quilting. Let's not get carried away and say I do quilting on the lives. I'm going to attempt to do some quilting. I have to quilt in small sections, and it's not necessarily because my machine is small. This quilt is 60 something by 80 something. It's not a pattern. I just did an attic window and put Minky on the back. And I'm reading chat because it makes me giggle. So, but I have a bad back. I sit here, I leave this here. When I have something big to quilt, it stays on my machine. So it's going to stay here until I'm done quilting it. If I need to use that machine, I don't know what I'm going to do. Move it over. My husband really wants his blanket. Okay, let's go over to chat. Sherlock Sews, if you lived closer to me, Coleen, I would let you organize my sewing rooms. Her sewing rooms, did you hear that? It's plural. Jealous? Technically, I guess I could say I have sewing rooms. This is part of the living room, and there's a little bitty bedroom back there that has a bookcase of my fabrics. That happens to me all the time, Deborah Holdman says. Things just flitter away in 1 second, gone the next. Do I start quilting in the middle first? Yes, and that's actually what I have done. Let me move my mouse so I don't knock it over and it make a horrible noise. And I'm doing stitch in a ditch. Usually I'll draw lines on a quilt, but since this isn't batting. This is a fleece blanket from Walmart. And it's a little bit heavier, but I used it in my son's and it's so cozy. But I start in the middle. You can see my threads that I need to, well, you probably, there's threads there that I need to bury. I started in the middle of this one and I went this way and then I went that way. Then I did strip across following the attic window on it. And then now that I've got the middle tacked down, I'll continue this one. See, I checked before I sat down and I can't remember what it was. I'm going to see if I have stitches there. I don't remember if I have stitches there. Let's look. Yeah. This is the center stripe that I went on either side, stitched in the ditch. Now I'm going to trace. It's going to be workout. I'm aware. I'm going to trace the inside lines of this attic window. And I do have it pinned. I ran out of pins because I have that behind me also pinned and ready to go on the quilting. I ordered more pins. I'm going to pick them up today. And looking over here to read in the chat. Sherlock So says, my main sewing room is 10 by 10, small. I think our master bedroom is 10 by 10. Pretty sure it is because it's the biggest room, and the one that has my bookcase is only, I don't think it's 10. I think it's like 8 by 9, maybe 9 by, oh, it's been a while. It's small. Haven't tried to quilt a quilt yet, just small projects. See, I was nuts. The first one I tried was a quilt as you go because I wanted to try all the stitches. I wasn't going for, beautiful, expecting everything to turn out perfectly. I just wanted to try the stitches and trying to stay on a straight line. I may never stay on a straight line, but that's okay because once it's quilted, and this is absolutely the best advice any quilter on YouTube has ever given. Once it's quilted, once it's washed, and I wash mine. If you don't wash yours, probably not gonna wear it. Once it's quilted, once it's washed and dried, you're not gonna see the squiggly lines that you went off a little bit on, or a lot on. I have been off by a lot before. And I stressed over it something awful till I washed the quilts that I had made. It was probably about the third one before I decided, oh, this is actually true. You wash it, evens out stitches. I have some, it's another room. I'll have to show you sometime the wall hanging that I did. I had some of that black thread coming through while I washed it. And I didn't see any of the black thread coming through the white anymore. And that happened on another quilt I was making. The tension, it was just a little bit off, and it wasn't doing it through the entire quilt. It was just when I started, I think what happened was I fixed it. But I was done messing with it. I wasn't pulling those stitches out. I washed it. Can't even tell. Deborah Holdman, my sewing room is 12 by 11. Just finished 2 lap quilts, so cleaning up from them. Nice. 12 by 11 is good size too. Sherlock Sews, hubby keeps buying me. It's hard to be Lori. Hubby keeps buying me different crafting machines. Hence the second sewing room. Oh, it's a toss-up. I don't know if I want my husband picking out things like that for me. I let him pick out some fabric once. Notice I said once. But I have a good idea. Oh, I thought I had a good idea what he likes. I did this attic window, got the panel and all these critters on it. Bears and eagles and foxes and wolves and elk. I was like, him. This is a man's quilt. Don't read anything to me saying man, people. It's okay. This was masculine to me and to him. I thought it was going to be very masculine. I get it all done up, and then I find that panel, the bear panel, that's clearly, I don't know, springish. I think that's springish. Summerish, I don't know, but it's not winter. I found that, and he's like, I want that. You want it on the back of this quilt? Yeah, why not? Because this is a very pretty blue quilt. And I have this to put on it. That'll work. No. 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 Okay. That's what we're going to do. He wants that on the back of this. That's what we're going to do. When he's not home, I'll have this side up. When he is home, we'll have that side up. So really, I'm making both of us a quilt. Sherlock says, I still have to learn them. He tries to help. Let's hope he'll stop. Deborah Holdman, unfortunately, I have more than one crafty things, so room not quite big enough for everything. LOL. I think a lot of us are like that. We do more than one craft on my camera. Oh, I really think it's my computer. Anyway, I think we all do that. I have knitting stuff up in the closet because I haven't knitted in a while, but I've got knitting needles everywhere. I have scrapbooking stuff that I've gotten down to 112 by 12, by 3-inch deep bin. I got rid of most of my scrapbooking stuff. Good morning, Sylvia. You and me, FPP. Good morning. Guess who, Nancy? Not doing anything yet besides bickering at my camera or my computer. I don't know. Sherlock says I would like them all in one room. Yeah. I'm okay with fabric being in there because I can only use so much fabric at a time sewing it. But ideally, everything would be in one room. Lori says it's a pretty quilt. Thank you, Lori. Sylvia says, sorry you're late. You can't be late till live. And there's always the replay. Was eating lunch. Yes, we catch Sylvia, who's over in the UK, at lunchtime. She is you and me FPP, and she has an Etsy shop with FPP patterns. I can't remember what I put that under in my bot. Etsy! Exclamation Etsy. There we go. Oh, this camera, I don't know how long it's going to make it. Oh, I know what I was saying earlier. Last Wednesday, our oven decided to stop working. The electronic part went out. It's a 20-year-old oven. Replacing that one electronic part, plus the covers busted on it because somebody gets carried away pushing those buttons, and it's not me. Bull in a china shop, my husband. He knows. I'm not telling anything nobody knows. But last Wednesday, and I'm thankful that we could get it replaced, because there was a time it's okay, what bill aren't we going to pay? Because this is going to have to be replaced. So I'm very thankful that we're not in that situation. Christmas isn't going to be what we thought it was going to be. So Santa should get me a new camera. Santa can't afford to get me a new camera. May have to wait until tax time. And I don't even know if we'll be able to afford it then. So we'll see. But this camera, and it's not the camera's fault. This was a good camera. If it is the camera and not my computer, which I'm thinking it's the computer because everything was wonky this morning when I was trying to watch things. She sent me the graphics card. The graphics card's new. The motherboard is what I'm thinking is going to go bad. Anyway, I've dropped it several times, knocked it off several times, moving it from there to here and here to there. I'm a little bit of a bull in a china shop too. Things get knocked over. Sherlock So says, I understand. Oh. Yeah, not the motherboard. Everything else will change out. The motherboard will really, get a new. I'm going to stop looking at that screen. Wow, that's disappointing. Anyway, we had to order an entire new stove last week, so that threw our Christmas off and everything else off for a little while, but that's okay because we are not hurting. We have food, we have shelter. We have gas in the cars to get from A to B. I have plenty to be thankful for. And Lord knows it too. Very grateful. This is a gardening glove. It's the only one they had because I got them off season at the Dollar General. There's 2 of them, but when I put it on this one, I get puckers in the back of my stitching. I think I'm reaching my hand back there to straighten it out, but that glove winds up getting it all smushed. Oh, Sylvia. Son-in-law taking me fabric shopping Saturday. Can't wait. That's going to be fun. Yay. Yeah, Sherlock says, I had to replace the fridge. It hurts the wallet. Well, beginning of the year, we replaced the washer at the beginning of the year, the engine in the car, replaced the oven. The only thing, knock on wood, say a prayer, the only thing left big really to go out is the refrigerator or our second car or the transmission. And we're going to get to quilting. This is why quilting is a happy place for so many people. Oh my goodness. I'm using a stretch needle, Mettler thread, polyester thread. It just says Mettler on it. I bet I've got that in the bot. Okay. Is it under? Notions. I think I put it under notions. No, I did not. I'm playing hide and seek. Oh, there it is. Needle. Oh, too many exclamations. That is the needle and the thread I'm using. Coarse spun polyester thread. I don't even know if it says that it has a weight on it. It probably does on the website. And my stitch length is 3.0 on this machine, and their tip is you can go up to 4 if you get breakage or anything. I haven't been getting breakage. I go really slow. And I usually miss the ditch. As long as I don't catch a finger, I figure I'm okay. Trying to get the weight off of it so it's not pulling it. And I don't know if everybody is this. I'm continually straightening the back to make sure I'm not getting it puckered there. And that's all there is to it. Quilting on Minky. I actually used a little, I had 505. I ran out of 505, so I did use Elmer's glue spray. Just a little bit. It washes out. It'll be fine to help hold some of this. And the plus to doing it this way also is after I do like one of the panes of the window, I can take it off and look at the back to make sure I haven't gotten a bunch of puckers under there because I get puckers. I start out having it all rolled and pretty, and then I wind up having it just shoved. And I'm not worried about all this over here. Just shove it over to the side. And I'll lay it out and make it pretty again before I go to the next one, probably. And have a walking foot on. Can't tell if I was feeling a seam bunching or the fabric bunching. You know what I mean? This is a Brother XR9550. I'm not pushing the fabric. I'm just really just holding it flat so it doesn't curl up if those feed dogs don't cooperate with the walking foot. I'm not going to try to scroll up. So all that turning back and forth is going to wrench my back. Shh, don't jinx it, Coleen. And so we replaced our washer and dryer when we moved 2019 to a combo machine, which I kept two separate, but no room. Kept two separate, but no room. Okay. Guess who, Nancy? I got to get ready for work. You all take care and have a great day. You take care too, and I am so excited about your husband. Praise God for touching him. I hope that he continues to heal him. And thank you for the thumbs up. Deborah Holden, coffee is starting, so we'll be so happy. It is on a timer for grandson. I had a coffee maker with a timer on it. My husband stole it. So I prep mine the night before, and then I just push the button when I get up. Sylvia, hot. Have my Christmas tree up this morning. Well, got it hanging on the door, LOL. She has a quilted door hanger. Instead of a wall hanging, a door hanging, which I love that idea. Especially if you're in a small space. It's great. Sherlock So's got to have coffee, tea in the morning, Deborah. Hot chocolate for me, Lori's. Sure, Sylvia says. Lori. I'm on the hunt for good loose tea. Deborah Holdman. Right, but grandson got tired of waiting for retired grandma to get up in the mornings. Oh, well. It's horrible they have to do for themselves, too. I say that you know, I'm the waitress, the maid, all that good stuff. That's right. Sherlock says grandson should be making you coffee, Deborah. But I understand. Yeah. Sherlock says that's a great idea on your tree, Sylvia. I did try doing this without the glove, and it's just a lot easier on my shoulders and getting it to move. Maybe it's because the Minky, I don't know. But if I can get around this thing, I will take it off and show it. I'm going to have to reposition it anyway. What I do after I quilt some of it, I'll take it off check my quilting a little bit, reposition it to where I want to start next at, put it back under here and leave it until I can get back to it. Oh, threads. Threads, torment. And I did notice something that I guess it comes with time. I can hear when because it just, the noise it just made remind me of that. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's a seam I found. When I'm quilting and it gets bunched up underneath, it's more of a thud. Kind of ticks along till it hits a seam or a bunched up piece of that. See, I'm gonna have to check. It's fine. And then it's a thud. I guess I only had 2 to do. I didn't realize I'd done that one already. And I have read you're not supposed to back stitch with your walking foot. So I'll pick it up and I'll move it back a stitch. If you're doing edge to edge, you just sew off and don't worry about it. That was really fast. Trying to question myself, did I have this side done? No, I do not. I feel like I'm going crazy all of a sudden. Which side did I do? I have that side. Yes, I do have that side done. Okay. Less times I have to take this off and put it back, the better. I just leave a long tail. I'm gonna sew them and bury my threads when I'm done. And I'll pull them all to the back to do that. Because on the back, I'm using a lighter color. Same brand, should be the same everything, which doesn't always mean that it's going to work well. And now we're going to take it off. That wasn't so bad. Same threads, just different colors. And I learned recently that that can still not cooperate with one another. Let's see. The idea is not stop and cuddle with the blanket every time you turn it. There. Okay, right there. Let's see. You can kind of see the indentations, but just barely. Oh, that's a good, if the camera's working for you as well as working for me. See a line right there? But that's going to be practically gone when it's washed and roughed. Let's see if we can not spill the coffee we have left. And figure out where I'm going to next. I pinned the panel center when I got them as centered as I could get them by folding it. And I actually have a whole video coming out when I get it edited. Oh, there we go. I pinned that center really good. There you can see the quilting. So it wouldn't shift, because if I've got the center flat and pinned, I can worry about this later. It's one less thing to fight with. Oh, and I am going to stop to, pet the Minky. I know that was just a little ways, but see, there's just do a little at a time. It doesn't give me any trouble. If I was just doing straight lines all the way across, all the way up and down, I wouldn't have to stop and reposition this much. I have to mark it on the front what I've done. It's a big quilt. It probably will cover our queen size bed. This is where I wish I had more room. But I really do. This is what I do. Sit and fidget. Figure out where my next line's going to be. I don't have that side done. So I'm going to go back to the middle. Whew, declare I'm elderly. And do this one. Going back to the, you can't see, I'm kind of scared to move that now. I'm going to go back to the center of the quilt here, and I'm going to go out. So if you think about it for a second before you put it under the needle, try to start where the least amount is going to be bunched over there. So if I start here and I go this way, didn't know there's so much thinking involved, did you? I think if I start here, I'll have the least under that little throat space. The foot only goes up so high. Stop fighting me. Now, if I was using light color threads, every time I started one, I would pull the bottom thread up. And I'd just bury them from the top like that. See, just twisting everything as I go along. And I do have a rather wide side of my desk here. You can't see that at all. It's a drop down. I just got some brackets and put a piece of wood on it. And I'm doing my best to ignore everything except for where I'm going. I don't care if it's smushed. I don't care if it's twisted. Where I'm going is what matters. And that it's not twisted. Oh, here we go. I'm reaching underneath to smooth. Find where I've got a seam at, and I give it a little tug to make sure it's straight underneath there. Don't be smart aleck. See it punching a little bit on me in between my quilting that I just did. I'm about to do. And please, please, please talk about amongst yourselves. Talk about yourselves. Talk about yourselves. Talk about other people. Don't talk about other people that aren't here. It's rude. Unless it's nice. And then you're okay. And if you're just joining me, I am Coleen Sews and Chats, and I have made a quilt for my husband. I am putting the Minky back on it, quilting it on a XR 9550 embroidery quilting machine is what it's sold as. See all that right there? don't care. It's going to move this way with me as I go around this attic window block. We hope. I'm really hoping to get this done this week. And that's, I don't know if I mentioned, that's one of the reasons I put a regular blanket in there, a thin fleece blanket. I could feel the seams when I ran my hand across it, and it kind of goes into that blanket a little bit, so you're not feeling the seams as defined as you would. And batting, when you get your batting, if you're new, if you're not new to quilting and all this, you know this, but since I just relatively learned it, batting has a distance to quilt, how close those quilting lines should be together. And at no point, if you're making a square, this is not a square. So whatever this is, if you're making this, at no point should it be further than, mine usually says 4 inches, so I do 3. Here, here, here. At no point from one another should they be further than 3. I don't know if everybody lives by that rule, but I try to, because I don't like it when quilts from the store, they're quilted too far apart. I've got a comforter, and that thing just bunched in the squares where it should be held tight. This won't bunch. I know it's not everybody's choice to put in a blanket. I know it makes it a little bit heavier. I have an extremely bad back, and my ribs aren't real happy with me right now, but it's doable. Slow and steady. And I saw Marla come in. Deborah, have you not been to Yvette's? I was thinking about that the other day. Love that bear, gorgeous. Thank you all. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see, I'll scroll up a little bit. Deborah is talking about her grandson. He sets the timer but doesn't get up until 7 in the morning. I don't know when my son's going to get up, but he goes to college. He gets A's. I'm not going to go in there and nag him too much. And he's tidy. I don't have to pick up and clean up after him too much. I do have laundry because I'm picky about the laundry, but I have a ceramic tree on a kitchen table, Deborah says. That is it. Not in the mood. I still haven't gotten my table tree out and the few decorations that go around it. Can't do it all. Deborah, I did a quilt as you go on the lap quilts, smaller pieces. Sylvia, postman arrived with block swaps last 2. Yay! Yeah, cool. Sherlock sews. How do you like sewing with Minky? I like sewing with Minky. I did the Lux. This is only the second time I've used it, but I showed you the back. I'm not getting those puckers or anything. My machine isn't catching it. It didn't catch the Lux. This isn't a very high pile. I don't know if you can see that. It's a pretty low pile. The Lux is pretty high, and I was terrified. But I just did it like anything else, and I didn't have any trouble. I used the needle, the stitch length, the thread they suggested, because I wanted to set myself up to succeed, not struggle with everything. So I looked up tips and tricks. And the Cindy Ring at the Fabric Patch in Ephrata, Washington, I probably said that wrong, talked about adding the silky solvay to prevent it from stretching on the stretchy sides, because it curls and it stretches. I put it a little bit out. I think they may put it right up to it. Somebody said it gummed up their machine, so I put it back further, and I pinned this over here, and I have good luck with it. I don't have a lot of stretching. I don't have a lot of wandering off on those bias, I guess, edges. I just call them stretchy. Love the bear. Yes, Lori, love that bear. Thank you all. Gorgeous. I'm multitasking, listening to Christmas music, watching you, and uploading shorts. Sylvia, wow. My computer is really acting up. Deborah Holman, wrestling with quilts on my machine makes my back and shoulders hurt. When there's, lifting belts. They use them in factories when you're lifting a lot of stuff in gyms. This thing called a waist trimmer, it's like that, but it's wider. It helps me sit up here longer. If you have bad back, bad ribs, and I think my ribs actually hurt from laughing so much Saturday. I really do. Oh. But I compare it to wrestling with a toddler. I know people without toddlers are saying, why would you wrestle with a toddler? Because when you get in the floor with them, and I get in the floor with them because they like it when you're on their level. My husband is like, why do kids warm up to you? Because I'm willing to get in the floor and talk to them, not stay up there where they're doing this. The kids love him too, but he's like, they're always on you. And I was like, because I'm always in the floor. And then they think you're a jungle gym. They want to crawl on your shoulder. They want to crawl on your head. They want you to, babies. I'm way behind. Sherlock says, I'm moving more stuff around in my sewing room, adding to my grocery store list. I have a grocery pickup today. Ooh, that scrolled big for me. I am very slow at this. Reading the comments. I'd like to say I'll get better, but let's see. Sherlock says, I had to stop making bags for a while. My hands and my shoulders hurt. I had to go to physical therapy for my shoulder, pulled some muscles. Yeah. That's why I do a little at a time. This is actually probably a little bit more than I would regularly do. I'd do one square and I just stop. So, but I don't plan on doing anything else the rest of the week, really, besides driving and sitting in the car. So I should be fine. And I have icy hot patches on. They help a lot. Putting one right here. You can't see. Put one right there. It helps my shoulders a lot and my neck from being wrenched too much. And Deborah Holdman, I guess she probably, I don't know. I retract things when it's just I spelled it awful or it's corrected it awful. When I saw her retracted it, it reminded me I was watching Yvette, the Yvette Renee. She does FPP too. She teaches it and everything too, but that's where I learned it. She's like, what'd you say? Why did you retract it? Why would you do that to somebody? Come on, we want to know. Retracting messages triggers instant fear of missing out. It just, Deborah says, have bad rotors and arthritis in my back. Oh, I have scoliosis, fibromyalgia, and arthritis. And scoliosis is worse than it should be because I didn't get it taken care of as a child. And that wasn't my parents doing. That was, would you wear this brace if we get it? Nope. Not wearing that brace because they were those big. No, I'm not going to wear it. And it was $2,500. That seemed ridiculous to me. I felt fine. As I got older, I don't feel fine. Should not be cutting wood. Should not be working in a transmission rebuilding factory where you're lifting those things by hand with guys. You just shouldn't. And you did too, close. I am so slow. There's Marla. I'm up to Marla. Hey, Coleen, I'm awake for the second time for one of your lives. Yay! I am so happy everybody's joining me. And I hope you're having fun, maybe learning something, maybe just hanging out and chilling. So good morning, everyone. Sherlock Shows right. Looking at a new machine for quilting, Janome Skyline 9. I don't know what that particular model is, but I know what a Janome is, and they're nice. Good morning, Marla. Nice, Deborah. That's very exciting. Good morning, Marla. Got my tea kettle on. Marla says, Sherlock Sews, Lori. I've used top sheets with blankets and hand tied them. I use top sheets for backings. And sometimes they're just pretty. Marla, I don't have a tree up yet. Maybe not my big one, maybe just a 4-foot on the table. That's what I've got if I ever get it out. Marla spray base the Minky. Now I did do that until I ran out of 505, and then I used the Elmer's, and I decided I'd use that sparingly. That's why there's also not a lot of pens in it. I ran out of pens, so I spray basted, and it's holding really good. Now as I move it and I quilt it, the quilting makes it shift a little bit, tries to get it to shift on you a little bit. So sometimes I just have to resituate like any other time. Resituate me and do some more. But that's an excellent, spray basting is excellent to keep the Minky on. I think the first one I made, I cheated the first one I made. They have 2-yard cuts of Minky. So I got a 2-yard cut. And then I built the quilt around a panel to fit the 2-yard cut. That way I didn't have to cut the Minky. Lori, use alcohol wipes if your needle gums up. I have done that, not the wipes, but I have a spray bottle with rubbing alcohol in it on a paper towel. I have done that. Marla, my grandkids request dimple Minky on the back of their quilts I make. Aww. Is the dimple harder to sew through at all? I can't imagine why it would be, but I remember when I saw it, that was my first thought. I wonder if that's harder to sew through. Put an extra up on Christmas Day with the free pattern. Oh, Sylvia, are you on your Etsy? Sherlock sews. The bulbs are soft, Marla. I've seen them. They look super soft. Saturday was fun. Oh, I had a blast. And if you haven't seen it, I have a link, of course, after my live. You could always get the replay, though. It's okay. I understand. On Saturday, I was on Saturdays with Steph, sewing UFOs and chatting. And she says it wasn't me. She swears it wasn't me, but I'm telling you, I think it was me. We had to try 3 times to get the Zoom and the YouTube. Well, she had to try. I wasn't trying. She couldn't get the Zoom to talk to the YouTube. But it was fun. She was it 80 flying geese? 80, I think it was 80 flying geese she was pressing. And I sewed a little box, and then I just sewed some scraps together. It was a great, calm, fun visit. Everybody's in a hustle bustle of Christmas and buying and making and rushing and going to every Christmas, everything on YouTube. How do I know? I have a few that I stalk or visit, as normal people say. And Stephanie has her Vlogmas, and Yvette has her Vlogmas going right now. We just finished the holiday hop, Sylvia, Melissa, and I, with some, they're supposed to be fast ideas. Melissa and Sylvia are great at fast ideas. Mine weren't as fast, it seemed. But I liked all of them. In fact, this is the mouse pad that I made. I'm just not going to show the back because we're not going to see that. I embroidered hearts. Oops, sorry for the glare. Let's see if we can. Hearts around the tree. And that was modified from Quilting with Stephanie Stitch's Winter Frost Wall Hanging. And then I did coasters, which, yes, I am using. No, I have not got coffee on it in 4 days. She whispers because now that's going to happen. But I have 3 more to back up. Let's see. Oh, got lost. Spell check is helping Lori. Sherlock says, bumps are soft. Sorry about spell check. That loves to help. It does. A spell check ran by the same company as YouTube. You can sign in with Google. I'm thinking it might be. YouTube is always helping. It helps remove legit subscribers. It helps remove thumbs up that you give people. It helps take away your notifications. My camera is glitching. If you're entering late, sorry about that. I'm going to have to look into what's going on. That motherboard issues, Patty C says. That's what I was thinking. I'd rather it be the camera. Camera would be easier. And I noticed her say, I see your glitch. So I jumped forward. I was really hoping that I was just imagining it's the motherboard. My husband's not going to like it when I tell him that the motherboard's given out on this thing, but I've got all my files backed up. I learned my lesson after my last one. And that's why I thought it was the motherboard. My last one was acting, darn it. Can't get ahead for getting behind. May have to use my phone and just get this little bitty camera for a while. No. Computers, when it comes to computers, they're pretty quickly replaced around here because we're gamers. I haven't gamed in forever, but I count. Patty C, I'm still in bed. Need a shower and get some tea. My son just texted, Lori, my son just texted, can you make sausage rolls this week? Please. LOL. Can you make sausage rolls this week? Oh. Marla has degenerative disc disease, scoliosis, and arthritis. Didn't know about any of it till she was almost 50. I knew at 30. Everything came to a halt. Gained 100 pounds. Everything came to a halt. I think the weight bothered me the most because then that's all the doctors wanted to say is it's your weight. Like, okay, 100 pounds ago, could you tell me what that was? Then they have all these and then they still say it's your weight. I'm like, smile and say, okay. I'm so sorry. Marla says, no, the dimple is not hard to sew through. I need to try that. Sylvia, that's it. I'm done loading shorts, 3, sometimes 4 a day up till 31st. Wow. I had one this morning. I don't have any others planned. To those of you that are new to shorts, shorts can be used in many ways. They don't go on your notifications, but they go on your subscription page and they go in the shorts feed. So you won't be bothered by every time somebody does a short and you can use them for information. You can use them for entertainment. You can use them. I use them as both. If I have information to provide that, where's your 1/4 inch? It's very easy at that close up real quick, put some music to it, which by the way, are not monetized. So if I ever do get monetized, none of those will be eligible for monetization. And I'm okay with that because I like the music. That's fun for me. I like putting songs up to them. But they're great to create traffic for your channel. They're also great to create trolls, a place to go, I've noticed. And that's why we have the block system. But they're great for creating traffic for your channel. They're fast information in the world of TikTok. People are wanting fast information. It's fast. Hey, hi, I'm here. Check it out. Don't check it out. It's okay. You do you. Not in Etsy. Will be in the description box on Christmas Day. Oh, okay. Check the description box. It's a drop-down box. Sometimes you have to move the chat if it's a live chat. Hers aren't. I think on phones it's 3 buttons. See more. Click the see more and you see all the good stuff. Mine has links to my moderators. Mine has links to products I'm using. Mine has links to other channels if I've mentioned them. Yeah, this computer's going to drive me nuts. Again, apologize for the glitches. Yes, there are glitches. It's not you. It's me. I don't think I've ever said that. I say that all the time. Tree came out great. Thank you. Tree is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Patty C, I'm headed to her and Yvette's retreat after Christmas. She is a doll. Oh, and every time I hear people talk about those retreats, Stephanie and Yvette do retreats. Oh, they have them on their sites. I also have it probably under, let's see what I have it under. Oh, it's just retreats. That is Stephanie and Yvette. In case you're looking for a retreat, you can check them out. They are a blast. Oh my goodness. Those girls, they will have you in stitches. Oh, well, sounds like we all have arthritis in our hands. That's why I stopped knitting. And this, it does make it act up. That's why I try to do, and then I'll have to sit for a couple days, and then I'll do some more until it gets done. We do what we can, and then it's very pretty when we're done. Let's see how bad I'm behind. Oh, pretty bad. I'm pretty bad behind. And my chat is over here. That's why I'm looking over here. I've tried moving it in line with the camera. That just really messes with my senses. Oh, Deborah. Arthur needs to go away. I am all for that. Marla went to the GA retreat, or wanted to go to the GA retreat so bad. She went to the first retreat in Ohio, and it was a blast. Oh, lucky ladies. Deborah probably going to have another knee replacement. I am so sorry. My mom's had that. Sausage rolls are on the list, Lori, because she's a good mom. Yes, she is. Know when to spoil them. Know when to tell them do it yourself. I'm advising myself here, really. Oh, it's hard getting old. I tell my husband, he's like, I just started this and this and this. And I was like, I started all that at 30. I'm sorry. And yes, indeed, it sucks. But imagine when we get to 80. Do what we can as we can, and don't beat ourselves up when we can't. I was in bed for a year because that's what I was doing. I beat myself up because I just couldn't do what everyone else was doing anymore. And it was a hard transition. If it hit slow, no, I still would have done it. I still would have beat myself up. And to explain to other people that you have arthritis in your hands or you have problems with your shoulders, 20-somethings will not get it until it happens to them. Oh, Doris Dell, hello. It's nice to see you. I apologize. I don't remember if I've seen you in chat before. I think I've seen you in somebody's chat before. I just can't remember. I'm going to blame that on getting old too. Let's see. Ooh, Sylvia, bulging disc in her spine, 6 years. All they said is you're overweight. That's all they see. And Doris Dale said, retired nurse here. Doctors don't always know as much as they would like you to believe. They give answers to distract when they don't have a real answer. That's true. I told my husband, because they want to prescribe high doses of pain medication. Now, and I go to a holistic one. So he wasn't all about the pain medication. He does the manipulations of the spine and stuff like that too, but it's all very expensive. And it was very temporary too. The pain medication didn't work because I didn't stop to let my body heal. And I told my husband this other day, pain and all of that is a sign that your body needs a little bit of time to heal sometimes. Not all the time. It's like arthritis and stuff like that. It is what it is. But if you hurt your back, instead of dosing yourself, and I'm not a doctor, I don't play a doctor on TV or on YouTube. They try to get you back to work and back to normal routine. So they're giving you muscle relaxers. They're giving you pain pills, which are knocking you out, which are keeping you like a zombie. Meanwhile, that year I took off and was in bed because of depression did more good for my body than all the medications they were giving me that weren't helping and kept me in tears. Good morning. I see Diane Sozio. Is that right? Good to see you. Diane's going to be at the retreat too. Words are heard in the morning. That hurt my jaw. Let's see. Diane says, Deborah says, sorry, don't watch mini shorts. And honestly, because of where they are and how they're done, I would be surprised to see that after you subscribe, you watch. I like the music of my shorts. I play my shorts just for the quick change of music sometimes. I'm weird like that. That, I don't watch tons of shorts unless I'm subscribed to them. I don't sit there. There are people who just really like going through the shorts feed to see all of that. I'm not one of them. But I do make shorts to take advantage of that. Okay, Diane just woke up from horrible weirdo dreams, so I feel strange. Listening is helping. I feel strange. I hate dreams. I don't like dreaming. I don't have good dreams. Doris. Okay, we said hi to Doris. Trying to catch up. See, I'm slow. My camera just did something weird again. Trouble with the motherboard. Gonna work on that. I hope. Deborah, I've lost about 30 pounds in about 5 months, hoping to continue. I've lost 20 pounds this year. And I keep forgetting to eat, which is not good when you have blood sugar that plummets. I don't want to eat. My body clearly doesn't understand. It's not hungry. My blood sugar needs it. Let's see. Deborah says crocheting helps keep her hands going. Now, knitting is what I used to do, and it would get to the point where I could not make a fist around those knitting needles to knit. I'd run cold water, usually cold water, over my hands and take some Aleve. But I knitted. I would knit from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, though. So I can only knit for about an hour now. Lori says, what's your secret? Deborah says, I do crochet a little each day. Hands get stiff if I don't. Cool. Patty says, I'm beat up. Too many seasons of riding horses, car wrecks, and a bad injury working. It's been fun for sure, but yeah. When you're young, you think you're invincible. I did. Let's see, we're at 20 years. I'm skipping. Doris Dale says, I haven't been in chat before. I don't chat much. Well, thank you for joining us, and I appreciate you coming. That's cool. And I lurk a lot in Yvette's and Stephanie's lately. So once I start talking, I don't shut up. And my husband needs something immediately. Every time. Love our lurkers. Deborah Holman, 20 years at the post office. Is the culprit. Concrete floors on my feet all day. Yeah, my husband has a bunch of family members that work at the post office. Lori says, you're good, Deborah. I'm not in most chats, but thank you for chatting with us. Absolutely. Doris, I meant sorry. Doris. I'm sorry too. Oh, Diane Sozio. I never even remember what the dream was about. And you pronounced my last name perfectly. Yay. I've probably heard somebody else say it and picked it up. But I wish I didn't remember dreams. That would be so much easier rather than waking up in a panic and not knowing where you are and just me. Welcome everyone. And there's Dee Dee. I've made it to the bottom. Sylvia says, I can't knit or crochet now with my Arthurian hands, but can thankfully still sew. And she sews up a storm, and there went the motherboard. If you're just joining me, hi, I'm Coleen Sews and Chats, and I'm chatting a whole lot right now, sewing a little bit, quilting on Minky backing, which is not, this is a small domestic, and it's not giving me a hard time at all. My body disagrees with everything I'm doing, but it's going to have to get over it. We're going to do this. And now to Dee Dee. Dee Dee, my other ornery friend. You'll notice I have lots of ornery friends in the chat, so if you're not watching the chat, you should get on because they're ornery. Dee Dee, it stinks to get old. One day it's all rainbows and unicorns. Then you wake up and everything hurts. Ain't that the truth? Dee Dee is at my big tidy up. I don't think I've put any links, but stuff's in so far. So I'm going to get Dee Dee and Sylvia in there. Whoops. Sure likes Lorelei. Fear of missing out. If you're in the chat and you delete a comment, fear of missing out is real. If the chat's going so fast I don't see it, it's one thing. But if I can see it, it's going to turn into that thing. Sylvia. I saw what you did. Message retracted. Dee Dee does cleaning, organizing, DIY, and decluttering, and it is a blast. She's fun, she's fast, and she did a craft room. My days are running together. The week before this Friday, a craft closet. It was a closet she organized, and she's not a big crafter, so she did great. Loved it. Let's get my, whoops, Sylvia. Here's Sylvia's link. Now what I'm doing is typing in things so the bot will share links with you guys so you can go visit my friends, my mods, anybody you darn well please. Was that not nice? Somebody's going to say that wasn't nice. I meant it to be nice. Deborah, we all need Dee Dee. I'm telling you. And that tornado still has not hit my room. I got a new shelf so I can add shelving to the bookcase. I told her, I organize tornado style, which means everything's coming out. Everything's coming out. Everything's going on the floor most of the time. If I know I have limited time, I'll look at it and think, what can I do in just a few minutes? Without giving me a headache for later. But if it's in a back room, really, I'll take everything out. It can be all messed up for a while. I don't have that glove on. That's what the problem is. It's like, it's not moving. Whoops. I went off the ditch, but that's okay. I usually don't stitch in the ditch because I worry about it pulling, but I press to the side. I don't press open, so it'll be fine. This is going to be the warmest, cuddliest complaint my husband's ever had. What's going to happen is it's going to be so warm and cuddly, he's going to wear shorts all winter just so he can use it. I've done that. Put shorts on so I could really enjoy. There's a pin there. I don't think it's far enough away from my foot. I spray base some and I pin base some. That's my finger. Luckily this was on it. I try not to put the pins where I'm going to be sewing. I'm pulling the fabric and the Minky away from that seam that I've already sewn on this side. So I know it's flat. And I'm going to get the second side done. Second side, second pane. Before we get off here. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry, everyone. I have been on here forever. Wait, that clink. I'm not worried about this. Okay, I'm a little bit worried about it now. There we go. Dee Dee, on Dee Dee's community tab, and I'm not in chat. I apologize. I'll try to get back to that before I get off here in a little while. All right. I have to take this out, but that's okay. We're going to keep going. I was going to say something. And it's so happened. Get to the corner and give it a turn. If you are new, since I'm over here and I can't really see the chat at the moment, make sure, since I'm not doing a bunch of heavy quilting, when you quilt, it kind of pushes everything and helps you move it. This was acting like it was sideways on me underneath. Nope, it's straight. Okay. Don't want to purposely sew puckers in there. If you're new to live chats and lives, the people with the blue names are moderators. They help moderate chat when I'm not looking, which you can tell happens. And they help moderate chat when I am looking, because sometimes I miss things. And if I'm way back up there reading, somebody could be saying something way down at the bottom that's inappropriate or that I need to pay attention to. Either way, they help me see those comments. The rubber on this glove helps grab. Keeps it from sliding on my hand. And I'm not having any, I'm going to whisper this, I'm not having any trouble with threads breaking or getting caught in my feed dogs with the Minky or anything. And why do I whisper? Because as soon as this machine knows it, it's going to be trouble. I'm very appreciative of my moderators. Whoops. I went just one stitch too far. I think I went back that stitch. And you know, this is over. I may go back and put some lines like at the corners, just maybe some little squiggly lines on the corners. I don't want to do too much because I really don't want to mess up that. I don't want to mess up that. And I'm not going to put regular binding on it. I have gotten enough of this that I'm just going to fold it over. I may even fold it over because I only put this piece on. I had so many pieced edges. I put this piece on to stop it really. So I may fold it over and cover half of that when I get to that. This I will machine bind down. This doesn't give me trouble. I hand bind traditional binding. And if you saw my mouse pad video, it clearly shows why. And I thought I was doing so good too. I was zooming around that mouse pad and I was like, it's working. I flipped it over, it was not working. But I forgot to use glue too. A little bit of glue based on the corners helps hold that down. And I don't know if I've made this look too terribly hard, but if you haven't tried Minky because you're afraid of the weight or the point on the machine, this is not an expensive machine, and it's zooming through just fine. Let's see. Now, you can't see what I did, so I'm not going to tell you what I did right there. Look how nice and neat that is. Oh, yeah. I saw links coming up. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia's Etsy link is in there. She has some original, that's what I'm, original FPP in there. Thank you for all the links. And no, Lori doesn't have a channel, but yes, she does have a message. And if you exclamation Lori, you need to exclamation Tracy A. Because I think I'm clever. Most of my exclamations, if you want to find out a channel I'm watching, I use the first names to do the exclamation. Oh, and I was going to say Christmas vlogs. I've been watching Yvette and Stephanie and Martha's Creative Life. I was terrorizing her over the weekend in her comments. I wasn't terrorizing her. I comment when I watch a video. One, I think creators like to get comments. It helps YouTube know that you like what they're doing and that they're appreciated. But two, because I'm ornery. And when I play catch up and I do like 10 videos, I comment on every single one of those videos. Ask Dee Dee, she knows. That's Tracy. Okay, so what I've done is I put Lori in as, have you met Lori? Lori, the mischievous mod. No channel. And then Tracy, mischief manager, provoker. Best cheerleader. Yes, no gap. Just exclamation and the name. This is going so much faster when you have friends to stop and talk to. I'd say I'll do this every morning, but I won't. I don't have it in me to watch that motherboard keep fighting with me. I don't know if I'll get it fixed by next Monday. We usually get a lot of electronics fixed pretty quick, but like I said, the oven went out, so this may be a problem for a little bit. And although my camera is glitching, everyone's still welcome to come and hang out in the chat because you can tell it doesn't stop me. There's a seam there that made it feel like it was bunching. Not looked at the chat since it. Sherlock says this, I need a sheet with all these links. I copy and paste to a notepad on my computer the link that goes to the Nightbot link, and I have it up in a different window. Copy and paste cheat sheets. Because I can't remember what I put in my Nightbot either. And the Nightbot is the thing that helps put up links, hopefully keep troublesome spammers out. Mornings aren't too bad, and I keep the subscriber only on to keep it, hopefully, a pleasant place to visit. Am I all the way around that? I am. I made it all the way around. I got what, 2 of the window panes? That's not going to come out. 2 of the window panes done. Oh yeah, my ribs know that I've been here a while. They're obnoxious. And like I said, all links to everything I'm using is in the description box. Threads coming up and it's going to drive me nuts. Because I know they're there. Not taking care of them when I know they're there is going to nag me. Because then I'm going to go back and where did that go? Yes. Dee Dee from My Big Tidy Up says, yes, Coleen's comments are the best. I think I did that appropriately. Martha, I was catching up in her comments, and she is so funny. I put random nice things there and say something silly, and she'll comment back something silly, and it's made me have to go back and respond. So she's getting some comments. I try not to respond. It's hard responding to a zillion comments. So I try to contain myself. Ask Dee Dee, I don't do a good job. It's like a paragraph. Oh, that worked good. Okay. Let's see if I can find out where I just said that. It's on the other side. It's on the other side. You can't see any of the seams here, can you? Because there's none there. Oh. And I usually try to do a really easy, quick, show you how to do a quick, easy block. But I do need to get this done. There it is. I found it. So, I said there it is, and I lost it again. Okay. That's the, you can see the line right here. And that's why I didn't want to do a bunch of quilting. I may do more quilting out here, like echoing probably out here. That way the bear stays nice and has a face. Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. Hello. Didn't see you come in. She needs a wrench. We're not going to ask. We're just going to give. And not, no, we're not going to time her out. And yes, moderators can time out comments if they think that you're being inappropriate and you need a little time out, because I think most of us have children. All of us, all my moderators I know have children. Sometimes a timeout is required. Lynn, Steffi. Did I miss anybody else coming in? See? Oh, Sylvia, thank you. Yes. About. Oh, screenshots work too. Yeah. For the bot. Oh, I don't like tablets. They don't have enough room. Deborah's on a phone. I don't like using phones. I am picky. I'm spoiled to my great big desktop. And now I'm down to Stephanie. It's rude to skip in. Hi. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning. Sylvia says she's great chat with me and Steph Saturday, and I'll put that link in again if you haven't seen that yet. If I make it to the bottom. And there's all things Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. We call her Super Steph. It was fun. We had a great time. Good morning, Diane Sozio. Good morning, Steph. My countdown is starting soon. I assume that's to their treats. Ooh, I scrolled big. Brr, okay. Talking. Lynn Bias, hello. And she says, oh, poops. I missed this. Was busy upstairs sewing. Well, there's always the replay. Honestly, I love doing the lives because I get to chat with people. Like Stephanie was saying, I had 5 boys. I tend to communicate like you do with 5 smaller children or middle school age children. I'm trying to stop. So. Dee Dee, yes, they are. Dee Dee says, writing your comments in is like herding cats. I try. I really do try. This morning, my computer prevented me from commenting on Vlogmas today on Stephanie's. I was trying to, and everything was locking up. Nothing would let me at that. Talking to her. How is the bear quilt coming? I think I did 2 of the window panes. Did 2 of the window panes today. Need to get some spray and tack this down. I should have it done by the end of the week. Maybe to the binding. I'm slow. Thank you, Sylvia. She put in the link to the live with Stephanie and I this weekend. Lynn Bias, she says, I like lives. Most USA creators are on late at night for her to watch. She's in the UK with Sylvia, and it's after lunchtime right now there. I think by, I want to say 3 o'clock Central Time. It's closer to bedtime for a lot of people there. Sylvia says, me too, that's why I love replay. And that's one reason I'm not in a hurry to move to afternoons. I am moving my time a little bit. I was on at 6. I'm moving to 6:30. I have 8:30 hard shut off though. Husband calls, and I love my husband. In case you didn't notice in that about me comment. Marla, thank you for coming by. It's always good to see you and everyone. Oh my goodness, 25, 14 thumbs up. Thank you all so much. Have a good day, Marla. Oh, no, I haven't. Nobody has asked about the quilt behind me. Why? Because I have Minky in my hands. The quilt behind me, just a second. Quilting with Stephanie Stitches says you may have you with the red squares. No, my motherboard is glitching like crazy, and I'm gonna have to fix that. Tech things will drive me nuts because I know I can fix them. This quilt behind me is from Donna Roberts' Easy Does It Quilts, 3-yard quilts. And the design is called Time Machine. I took some blocks, some religious, I found one, some religious blocks, sayings, and I cut them into the size squares that was needed for that particular one. And the red squares were gifted to me. I don't know what fabric that is. The ones on the sides are crosses. It says hope, joy, faith. And it is ready to be quilted after I get this one off. It's starting to glitch real bad. I'm going to have to get off here and whine at my husband. May have an early next year's birthday present because this is just not going to work. 2 p.m. for Lynn. Glitching. Bye, Marla. Sherlock says, good morning. Glitches are getting worse. Okay, well, I'm going to end it because clearly my computer has decided against this going any further, and the clock is against me. Everything's picking up. and my computer is going to glitch. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to say goodbye to each other in the chat. I appreciate you coming and joining me this morning. And if you haven't watched me, you don't know that I say this, but I always end with be the light you hope to see in others. Because the world needs more light, need more happy, need more positive, kind people. Why be anything else when you can be kind? Stephanie, did I answer the questions about gonna break down in tears here in a second. Thank you, Lynn, and thank you if you're watching the replay. I appreciate that too. Have a great day. I'm going to get off here and stop my camera. And it's not the camera, it's the computer. Take care. Love you all.